Good evening. In the last hour, police have revealed 2 men have been arrested on suspicion of arson over the fire at the Crooked House pub near Dudley.
We can join our reporter Sarah Kilburn-Wilson, who's live in the newsroom for us now. Sarah, it's been less than 3 weeks since that fire broke out, and since then we've had protests, we've had campaigns to rebuild, and we've had calls for changes in the law. What more can you tell us about this latest developments?
Yes, it really is a major development here in what feels like such a long-running and intense situation for everyone involved since the Crooked House pub burned down just over 3 weeks ago. Now, tonight, police say they have arrested 2 men on suspicion of arson with intent to endanger life. They are a 66-year-old man from Dudley and a 33-year-old man from Milton Keynes. Of course, we know that following the fire, the pub in Himley was then demolished. The questions surrounding what exactly happened there still remain very much unanswered. We've seen protests from campaigners at the site this week as contractors try to clear away the rubble. They want it rebuilt brick by brick. South Staffordshire Council has since said it's reached an agreement with the owners and contractors to keep the bricks and foundations on site to help the police with further investigations. Now, both of the men arrested in connection with the fire remain in custody tonight and are being questioned while investigations continue.
Sarah, for now, thank you.
2 men have been arrested on suspicion of arson with intent to endanger life after a fire at what was once known as Britain's wonkiest pub. The Crooked House pub in Himley in the West Midlands caught fire earlier this month and was demolished without permission 48 hours later. Our correspondent, Phil Mackey, has more. Phil.
Yes, Sophia, let's just remind people about the Crooked House. It's a pub that stood for more than 200 years. It got its nickname as the wonkiest pub because of subsidence over the year, left it sort of leaning at a slightly precarious angle. In July, it was sold by the brewers Marstons to new owners. It was not going to continue to be used as a pub, and then on Saturday, August the 5th, it caught fire. It burned down, although large parts of the structure remained. But then on the Monday, diggers came in and demolished it, as you say, without permission from the local authority, and that's led to a massive local outcry, not just in the Black Country but across the rest of the UK as well. Lots of people thinking this is part of our heritage that has been lost. Police a couple of days after that said they thought that the fire may have been started deliberately, and tonight they've said they've arrested 2 people, as you say, in connection on suspicion of arson, a 66-year-old man from Dudley and 33-year-old man from Milton Keynes. They're being questioned by police, and there's a separate investigation, Sophie, into that demolition which is being carried out by South Staffordshire District Council.
Phil with the latest there. Thank you.
Good evening. 2 men have been arrested in connection with the fire at the Crooked House pub in Himley. The landmark Wonky pub went up in flames 3 weeks ago before being demolished 48 hours later. Staffordshire Police say they've arrested a 66-year-old man from Dudley and a 33-year-old man from Milton Keynes on suspicion of arson with intent to endanger life. Well, work is underway to preserve the site as campaigners call for it to be rebuilt. Here's our Staffordshire reporter, Liz Copper.
Being transported piece by piece, precious heritage. Salvaged and now being secured. These are bricks from the Crooked House at Himley.
So they're picking the brick, separating them from any potential hazards, as well as any other reclaimable items, setting them aside. The bricks are being cleaned. They're brought to the top end of site, and then they're being stored in some containers that we've got on site.
Can you understand why some people locally are sceptical and feelings are still running high?
Oh, 100%, yeah, definitely. It's tough times for everyone, emotionally involved in it.
Earlier, those containers, which will be filled with the reclaimed material, were winched into place. This is all part of work to ensure the whole area is safe. And campaigners who've set up a group to save the Crooked House will be given access.
They've offered for us to be able to use our own padlock as well as their padlock to ensure that we're also locking them up and making sure that they stay safe from theft.
When the pub was first demolished, there were feelings of raw anger, even grief. But now the mood seems to have changed to one of quiet determination. This is a community standing sentinel, keeping watch to protect what remains here.
Gemma and Hayley are amongst those taking turns to keep constant lookout.
It is like we are one unit, and we're a unit to be reckoned with, really. Like, we will get that pub rebuilt. I don't know how long that will take, but there are so many of us with the same end goal and sticking together and being a force to be reckoned with. It will happen one day.
It's been a part of my life since I was very small, but as a historian, this is older than the United States. It's hard to see something that old like this.
This work's taking place as investigations by both the police and the local council are continuing. This, though, perhaps the first step in the long-term restoration of this cherished landmark. Liz Copper, BBC Midlands Today, Himley.